What if Cujo had opposable thumbs and at least the intelligence of a small human child? You'd be screwed. I saw Primate at an early screening. There will not be any spoilers here, don't worry. But this is directed by Johannes Roberts, who's made plenty of movies, and I haven't really liked any of them. He's done things like 47 Meters Down, The Strangers Pray at Night. This is the first movie of his that I'm pretty positive on. This is a very simple 90-minute creature feature. It promises monkey attack, and it delivers monkey attack. It's not high prestige art, but it gives you what you're there for. You got a pet chimp named Ben. He's super nice and smart, but he gets bitten by a rabid mongoose, and now he's gonna rip people limb from limb. And the practical effects are fantastic. The movie opens the first couple minutes showing you what the kills are gonna be like, and immediately I was like, oh, okay, yes, I am on board. Most of it is practical, like everywhere that they can do it. It looks really good. It's very brutal. The chimp itself, obviously not a real chimp, but the suit looks convincing enough for what they're going for with the movie. The mannerisms and everything are down. He feels like he's really there. He feels like an actual presence, so he feels like a real threat. They could have easily gone a CGI route with either the blood or with the chimp in certain scenes, but they did as much practically as they could. And he does feel like a genuine danger. The movie establishes immediately how strong this chimpanzee is, and so you know getting his hands on somebody is just going to result in absolute disaster. And even in scenes where you know somebody's done, they're not making it out of this, there's quite a bit of variety in what Ben can do to them. It's not like a dog where it's basically just the teeth and they're gonna go for the throat. Ben has hands, and he can do more fucked up things to a person. So there's actually a good amount of tension as this thing is stalking and waiting and running and everything. The camera basically treats him like he's a slasher villain, as it shows him like lurking in the shadows behind people. It's probably not very realistic. I gotta admit, I don't know that for sure, but I would have thought that a rabies-addled chimp brain would be more just attack, 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 whereas he shows a lot of his intelligence, a lot of his rationality, even in like taunting these people. And I don't know if he would be able to actually do that if a chimp really had rabies. Maybe he would, but even if not, it doesn't really matter. You're not really supposed to like in-depth analyze the actions of the chimp. You're just supposed to enjoy the carnage. And either way, it gives him more personality, even while he's in this mentally deteriorated state, and it shows how intelligent he was, which just makes the entire thing sadder, because just like Cujo, he was a good boy. It's not his fault. He's a victim in all of this. By the way, if you've never read Cujo, that shit is so much sadder than the movie. That's fucked up. I also like the setting of the movie. It's mostly just in this one house, but it's a nice house. It's in Hawaii. It's on this cliffside. It's just really good looking. Now, this movie could have been a lot better, especially in the writing department with the characters. What characters? There is technically characterization here. Things are established. This is the main character's friend. This is the guy she has a crush on. This is her little sister who's sad that she's been gone away to college for so long. None of that matters, though. Like, once the action starts, none of those relationships really inform any of the action in a meaningful way. None of it leads into any character development in any meaningful way. It's window dressing. You can technically check off the checkbox that you have included characterization, but it is bare minimum. The main girl is fine. She's nice. That's about the extent that I can give to her, which means I don't desire to see her ripped apart by a chimp, but not memorable at all. I will say the movie surprised me a little bit with its handling of some of these characters. There are some who fit certain tropes so clearly that you think you know, like, exactly what point in the story they're gonna die, and it does things a little bit differently than I expected. And the actors are doing a solid job, even though there's not any Academy Award-worthy material here on the page for them to work with for what they have to do. Be scared. They're doing it well. There's so little to most of these characters. They're very one note. You could just kind of fast forward until the attacks begin, and you would lose essentially nothing. It was cool seeing Troy Kotsur. He's the main character's dad. He is deaf in real life, and the character is deaf. That added a good amount of tension as well, because you can't hear the chimp coming, you can't hear anybody calling for help, but for the most part, you don't go into this expecting to get invested in the people. There are side characters who are introduced for the sole purpose of being added to the body count, which I'm glad they're there, because the more chaos, the better, but it doesn't even pretend that you're supposed to give a shit about them as people. There are also a few moments where I'm just shaking my head at the things these characters are doing, like, why are you just standing there staring? Move. Move. You've had plenty of time to process the situation. I know for a fact that you have. Stop just standing there staring. Run. And it also felt like there was maybe a little bit of plot armor for the main character. It always felt like whenever Ben got his hands on her, he wasn't quite as brutal, quite as quickly as he was with everybody else. In summation, the script is not the film's strong point. You're not going to walk away from this really remembering anybody's names, having an emotional attachment, maybe to the chimp. Like, I felt sad for him. The dialogue is nothing to write home about, like, oh, my dad's going to be gone for the weekend so we can get shit-faced. Wow, okay, original, cool. But the movie promised monkey attack. And it delivered well on that with the practical effects and a lot of the tension. Chimpanzees aren't monkeys. It's okay. Sit down. It's fine. This is a turn your brain off, fun little 90-minute gore fest, and I enjoyed it for what it was. So I'd give it like a 7 out of 10. There are a lot of people who won't like what this movie has to offer, but if you do want what it's offering you, then it's a pretty good time, and I do recommend it if you're interested. It's a fun little gore fest. But I want to hear your thoughts down in the comments about Primate if you have seen it, because this was all just my opinion. So, did you really get into the effects? Did you actually really like the characters? Was the story and the writing too simplistic for you? Anything you want to talk about, we can do it down there. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you for the next one.